Good
Showtime.
morning. Happy Mama's Day.
It's not live yet, Scott.
Yes, it is. Mine's ticking.
Mine, okay, we're live now.
I've been on for 10 seconds.
I know. No, it usually yours shows up right when mine does. So, hi everybody, we're live. Scott held off. If your morning's been slowed a bit, it's so I could eat my hard-boiled eggs. So, thank you.
Happy Mother's Day from another lifetime.
Happy Mother's Day to all the lovely mothers out there, and I gladly accept all the Happy Mother's Days here.
Fun.
And I'm gonna go out and have a, a quick lunch with my eldest, who is doing politics in the state of Texas. It's fascinating. I wish I could tell
Oh,
you half of what I knew about what's going on.
I'm going to work on the house a little bit and then maybe go on the boat. I don't know yet. That's all we got planned for Mother's Day.
Mm.
It's basically do our own thing. Good morning.
I had a boyfriend once who didn't realize it was Mother's Day, and he brought me some flowers on Mother's Day, and I go, "You had nothing to do with me becoming a mother." And I mean, he was so embarrassed. He was like, "Oh my God, they must have thought I was buying this for my mother."
Oh, Patty's listening while between patient calls.
Oh, that's fun.
Beautiful. Hey, Rusty. Any questions in this fabulous world we got going
And
on?
sweet darling Lulu asked if we saw the Northern Lights.
Yeah. Yeah. The Orange
I didn't.
Menace thinks Hannibal Lecter's real.
I
He keeps going on and on. Oh my God.
Oh no, really? Well, that fits. Hannibal Lecter probably had more family members at his trials than Trump's had at his. Jeffrey Dahmer's family showed up every day of the trial, and there was some other, the guy that was the clown outside Chicago, his family, and he had family members show up and support. Where's Donald? He gets Eric 2 days.
uh, People on Twitter took a picture of John Voight and put it next to Hannibal Lecter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the actor who played it. People think he's got it in his brain that John Voight played in the Silence of the Lambs, so he's probably keeps repeating it because of that.
Oh dear.
Hi, Liz. Yeah, I guess his hate rally was 90 minutes long. People were leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of misfires again. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, thanks, Jane. God, how can
So, do you want?
obviously none of his cult is watching or listening to him getting destroyed in Manhattan.
Well, it's all a plot by the liberals to trap him with own uh, his own chief financial officer signing off on the bank statements that prove that the payments were made to Michael Cohen and Wyatt. He writes on there,
Mm-hmm.
payments for Stormy Daniels.
Oh yeah, there's not another info came out. They're talking about. I don't know how it came out, but supposedly Diaper Don owes $100 million in taxes because he double dipped.
Oh,
So I don't know what's going on with that.
well,
Oh,
we're looking for good news.
oops, tag that.
Hmm. We're looking for good news. Steve Bannon got turned down by the appeals court.
Yeah, we could see what happens with that.
Hmm.
How quick that moves along. That's good news. Finally. unbelievable. It only took 2 years.
It's all ridiculous.
Thanks to the Trumper that let him appeal and not do time.
Mm-hmm.
The Trumper judge, can't remember his name. Praising Joe, yeah. Who he pardoned.
Mm-hmm.
Finding out. I'm not sure what that means with the 17 million.
Spirit, you're gonna have to tell us a place to go to see that.
Keeping score. Oops.
Oh, Eileen Cannon. Oh, my least favorite person this week.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, doing Donnie's work, we never thought that. We looked at that case last week before, whatever.
We thought it was dead in the water at that point.
It's dead. It's not going before the election. May not even happen for Donnie.
It'll happen if he lives.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The odds in his favor that he ain't going to make it that far.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good one. You see that?
Oh, yes.
She wants to create, she's in the process of creating the bill to track all pregnant women.
Why doesn't she build a thing that takes care of the pregnant women? Then we'll worry about keeping track. That'd be the fast way to keep track of them. We're going to give you good health care so you can survive it.
And said they did an audit on Trump and now he owes 17 million. He probably owes a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Well, it went under the radar quite a bit, but the Monitor and his New York
Case. Yeah.
case reported, on things he spent.
Mm-hmm.
He must have settled something because there was a $29 million payment to the IRS like 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh, okay.
So something was settled or paid.
It's not in his hands anymore.
But it came out of his donations.
Right.
He didn't pay the IRS. It came out of donations. So we, the people who donated to him, paid it. Okay, Michael Cohen. Let's go.
Let's start like using cards, like not just talking.
Sure, why not? Let's get some confirmation. Yeah. They say there's only 2 left. They decide not to bring on
McDougal.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they knew her anyway, but it still would have been salacious and lovely to hear.
Well, yeah, she was in love with him too, so you can't count what she might.
I guess they're bringing. Rumor has it they're bringing in Keith Schiller, the bodyguard, as the last one.
Okay, we're gonna Cohen's his testimony. Oops, Donnie's not going to like it. It's not going to go all the way everybody thinks. It starts out with they want to achieve certain goals with it, but they can't really. But he comes across as a person who is capable of making things get done. And he really pulls it back into the family, that he was treated by family. This is Donnie Boy not being happy at all about this testimony. But it's the documents that are going to win this case. It's not going to make, this is the card of moving on if it's right side up. If it's like this, his testimony is not the testimony that's going to really make it all move on. It'll pull it all together. But I think Stormy did a lot more damage to him than people gave her credit for.
Personally, yeah, it it brings clarity to the situation and why this even happened. Yeah, it
Mhm.
was more of a personal damage hit, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's very burdened by Cohen coming in. King of
Mhm.
Coins is represented Diaper Don. The Ten of Wands burden. Here's Michael Cohen. He is a lawyer, so that's the King of Swords. It's all those stresses of that coming in. Yep.
Mhm.
The documentation and testimony will bring everything all together with justice,
Mhm.
courthouse. Knight of Coins is documentation. Page of Wands is the speaker testifying. Um, the Chariot, the Death card, and Knight of Cups.
Mhm.
And then bring it all together.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all the documentation.
Mhm.
It doesn't show anything here that it's going to be hurtful because of who he was or he lied or anything.
Right.
I really feel like the lawyers are going to tell him, bring everything out what he did.
Right.
So there's nothing the defense can slam him on. It can be open and honest, but they're just going to
Well,
show proof.
that defense is going to try because they have the little. I mean, hell, if I was one of his lawyers sitting right next to him in the courtroom and he said, "You either say what I tell you to say, or I'm going to fart," I'd be saying what he wanted me to say. Did you see that rally where grown adults are buying adult-sized diapers that are in bright blue with Donnie's face on it, saying, "This is what adults do." That's true. I saw it. It's on a Midas Touch short,
Oh, good
and
Lord.
they're actually wearing them. They're like pulling them up over their pants.
I heard something about it. I didn't see it. I thought it was just a joke.
If I find it, Scott, I will send it to you. I'll try to send it to you before you have to drive the truck tomorrow because I don't want you weaving off the road.
Oh, good Lord.
I could not believe it. I mean, and I was a Beatle maniac when I was a kid. I was so into the Beatles, and I wouldn't have worn an adult sized diaper for them.
Does he have tapes? I know there was one recording they played.
Yeah, there's the one where he says, "No, no, 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 no. We can't pay her with cash. We have to do
Rose seen it. Debbie seen it.
okay."
Good Lord. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, most of us mothers have seen more than enough diapers. We don't need to see them on grown-ups.
Karen's excited about space
Yep.
exploration. Nice. Okay, let's get away from Diaper Dan. Okay. Artemis space launch in 2025.
Well,
Is
this
that
is
a good one?
because I have no idea what it is. So
I don't think that's not Elon's. I think that's
no,
Blue Origin. I think it feels like that's not. I think that's the Blue Origin Bezos operation.
okay.
That's what it feels like, I think.
I still would like to take their tax cut back and not have them running space programs, but that's just me.
Would be nice.
I know.
We can't finish that tax cut thing until we get all Dems running 3 and
Right.
change it.
Speaking of which, the end of this month on the 28th is the runoff for federal positions that are on the ballot for that part of our. We had the runoff for local elections. This is going to be the state and federal. And Cuellar, the guy who got busted, who got charged for taking money from Azerbaijan, who's ostensibly a Democrat. We have a lot of people who say they're Democrats in the state that aren't. He was one of them. He's down in the valley, and he has a really good woman running against him. And so if you live down in the valley, or you know someone who does, tell them to look elsewhere, to not look at Cuellar, because that would give us one more person.
Hmm. I have a pretty good success with this launch.
Mm-hmm.
My sun card, the light card, comes in here. Success, miracles happen. There's hope, Queen of Cups. It's all about being generous and country, and a new idea comes out from this
Mm-hmm.
launch with the Page of Wands. Maybe fixes some things. Um, there's continual effort in all these launches.
Mm-hmm.
Improvements with that Three of Coins. The Magician comes in, and then the Ten of Wands in the end here. So it feels like there's always a constant improvement on every mission, but it feels very good.
Yeah, I got it's going to bring a lot of changes in how we view working with space. I'm taking death as change. It's going to bring a new era of entrepreneurship into it because the Knight of Wands. There's still a lot of toing and froing in the background about support materials they need to make this thing work. But at the end, it's being run by the King of Swords who's going to make sure it comes through. And I got your magician card, Scott. I take that there's going to be a lot of really good. That's my magician. It's a woman. It's going to be a lot of really good changes. But it came out, yes.
Yes, yes, I heard that too. Our government stopped the Starlink. Russia troops from using Starlink.
Aha.
So I don't know if our government gave Elon a threat or what, but they were shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Starlink wasn't able to be used by the Russian army.
Good.
You're welcome, Karen. Nerdy makes it happy. Okay. Microsoft coming in to Racine there.
Mm-hmm.
Biden was here last week, Friday or whatever.
Right.
Caused a traffic jam in the Milwaukee area.
Scott had a 12-hour workday trying to get home.
Trying to get out of that area. Yep. I drive right by the airport most days, and it was busy.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it Wednesday? Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. But anyway. They're expecting, gosh, a lot of construction jobs, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
About 2,000, they say, and then when it's finished in a few years,
Mm-hmm.
5,000 or something employees.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen with Microsoft's AI development in Racine?
It's going to be some delays. It's going to turn out to be okay, but it ends up being really a good project. Get the Nine of Pentacles to show out card, but right now there's a whole lot of Seven of Swords going on in the background about taking over that land and running it, and that doesn't show that they want to part with all the money they really need to make it work. But the sun's in the middle, and that means it will work. And this one is it's going to be they're going to make so many promises they can't really keep that people are going to get disappointed. The Princess of Cups, that's the Knight of Cups upside down, but it's going to, in the end, it ends up being a really good deal.
I'm there.
Like all giant projects.
Yeah. It's going to be a while before the promises are kept. I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
The money's there to do the project. So, but then I got the Moon and the Seven of Cups starting it off. So it's like an delusion of what the expectations. The expectations are high, but it's an illusion. And then there's going to be some conflicts. The energies and the focus is good. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Ace of Wands, but then I have the Five of Swords and the Page of Swords. So there's going to be some issues in the beginning here,
Mhm.
getting it taken off. So there could be delays there, like you're saying. And in the end, I have slow. My temperance card of patience and evaluating the situation. There could be some restrictions getting it off the ground. But in the end, I do have the Four of Wands building that community. So it's not all blaze and glory. It's going to take some time. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you, JC.
It's going to be a while, but eventually it's going to be a good thing. There could be some zoning issues or whatever getting it off the ground. But the money's there to do the project and what's planned. But they may have put the expectations higher than what they should have, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was jobs, and back when it was first started, it was jobs when nobody was starting jobs, and they never really did. So
Yeah, that's what I was reading. He double dipped on losses or something, and tax experts say what they looked at, it should be $100 million he took in tax cuts or something, or he owes $100 million.
oh dear.
But I think we were getting a long time ago that SDNY and the IRS is looking at him,
Yeah.
looking into it. This may have been a leak or something. But he's going to be hosed. Okay. Any terrorist attacks? New York City, Europe next week. 5/15.
What's on 5/15?
Is that a QAnon date?
I don't know. I have enough trouble remembering my birthday.
Oh, terrorist attacks.
My poor little cards. I don't want to read about terrorists.
All I see is some violence happening around the protests in Europe.
Okay.
I'm not getting anything for New York because they're showing me what's going on in Europe right now.
Yeah.
Like Georgia's protesting, Israel's protesting.
Yeah, I got nothing for New York City.
So it feels like there might be a little bit of violence or cop backlash from what's going on with protests over there. I'm not sure where.
Oh my God. No, there's people who are trying to get it going. There's some people who are trying to put out a false message, lie, but they're not capable of getting it going. And this is what I got for Europe. Europe has its own problems with its farmers and everybody else.
Looks like they might do like a Russia thing and illegally imprison some people. Hermit, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. It feels like they might imprison some protesters that don't need it. Some kind of lies in his seat on social media with the Seven of Swords. The Fool and Nine of Wands. They're just trying to get ahead of, trying to create their own narrative, and the same old, same old.
Well,
yeah, it just feels like false imprisonment type stuff, but not. I don't see it as terrorist. It's just more like a Russian tactic of arresting people that shouldn't be arrested. But yeah, more and more information comes out about all the college protests. You know, there's a Russian aligned group infiltrating people into there.
Right.
Constantly. There's more information coming out. Who? It wasn't all college students. Just unreal how organized this crap is.
Well, they're just sitting there waiting for a time when they can break in and cause some problems.
Every state.
Not Texas. Unless we get a change of government, which would be lovely.
Well, not that. Well, not in Republican states. Arizona never would have happened if they didn't get a Democratic.
And she only won by 200 some votes.
I know, right? Is that crazy?
I mean,
If they didn't have Democrats, they would just let it go away because the previous one didn't even look at it. Okay. Russia. Okay. I was just looking to make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's look at Dirty Steve.
oh,
How long is this going to be till he finally gets the clink? Till he finally gets the clink.
let's see. For Mother's Day today. I can't say as I blame them.
Three shirts, Steve.
There's a comedian that I listen to. He's on some talk radio in the morning. And he says, Steve Bannon always looks like someone would look like if they were syphilis and they got gonorrhea. Oh. Thank you, John, for you listening.
Shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's going on here? Oh, yeah. We got an imprisonment card coming up. So, I don't think it's too soon. Because it's in the now position of getting restricted and locked up. Foolish. Why did I get the Empress card here? Empress Star.
I got the Queen of Wands. There's some woman somewhere pulling strings.
My end cards are my Chariot and 2 pages. Page of Swords, Page of Cups. Kind of weird. Chariot could be taken into jail, but why these new things? Maybe gets charged again.
I have something similar. He's getting on a boat with someone thinking it's going to end up well. But this materialism in my deck is the devil. So it ends up all blowing up on him. But he's feeling real good right now. He thinks he's fine.
Yeah. He thinks he's fine?
Mm-hmm.
I guess the Build the Wall trial is now in September.
Good.
So he can go to prison and then go right to trial.
Mm-hmm.
Merchana is kind of busy right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, the cards are kind of weird here, but it shows it's not going to be too long before he goes into prison.
Are we looking at Manafort now?
Sure, why not?
I think
All the best people.
keeping out of jail for 30 days was the least of his problems. I think the other trial coming up is worse. Oh.
Oh, we looked at that, JC. Michael Cohen's testimony. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the AG.
He's not going to lose it.
No, he's going to be fine. I think they're going to tell him, the AG is going to bring everything together. They're going to bring out his lies and what he did, so there's no defensive tactic to hurt him that much.
Okay, for Manafort, he made a deal with the devil. But does he have a woman attorney or something?
Not sure.
Anyway, what's going to happen about him is going to come out this summer. And it's stuff he's really tried to keep hidden, but it's going to come out. And it's not going to end up putting him in a comfortable place. So, he may get swept up in the whole January 6th if they finally open that floodgate.
Yeah, I don't think things are over for him as far as legal goes, because I got some illness in the past, but he was pardoned, so I got wishes fulfilled, but a lot of illness, so. Or he lost a lot of money too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have his security, and then I got a tower coming in, and then the FBI or something watching him. So remember, he got denied leaving country. His passport was flagged. Remember, a year or two ago, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I have that King of Cups Tower and Knight of Swords is telling me the FBI are watching him.
I don't think he's going to get out of the country. I keep having feelings he wants to be somewhere else, and he can't be there.
My end cards are Knight of Wands and possibly some sealed indictments or some kind of subpoena. And the Page of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
And Page is always new offers, something helpful. Can be a free spirit, linking things together. He does want to get away with that Knight, but there's a reason he's locked up yet. I think there might be some sealed indictments or something with that. My 3-4 coins.
Yeah.
That's my documents card.
Was he at the Wilshire Hotel?
Not that I know.
Okay.
Or you mean the Willard
Hotel, whatever it is.
Not that I remember. I think Stone was.
Yeah.
And those clowns, but Manafort's always been kind of in hiding out of the scenes that we know of.
Can we look at Project 2025?
Have we?
Can we? I don't think we ever have, or maybe you have in a different context, but Carrie Lauer asked about having bad feelings about the people that are behind that and what they're going to do if Trump can't get the presidency.
Was there a question?
Yes, it's at 10:32. And Carrie, you didn't put it in capitals, so Scott didn't see it. I can write it up real fast.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
I've never read on Project 2025. I've read about it, and I've seen some things about it.
Oh, Bannon is not on a political appointment. Melania just squashed that.
Yeah, he's not going to go be at the camp.
A couple days ago, Melania squashed it. Says no, he's got prior commitments.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants anything to do with politics.
For entertainment purposes only, friends of mine who are really good at diagnosing stuff at a distance say he displays signs of being a high functioning autistic, Asperger's, and I have some friends who are high functioning Asperger's, and they're absolutely brilliant people, and they do wonderful things in their life. Trust me, a convention floor is not a place where someone with that wants to go. It's they focus really well, but they don't like big scattered things. And okay, feelings about Project 2025. I have their problem was that it really did get out as broadly as it has. It's not going to get a chance to even start. They may take some of what they've learned by how they kick this off and rework it and do it another way. But what I see, it's going to be stopped by people who don't want to see that kind of an effort go forward. And they're going to actually clamp down on them and take control.
No, Missouri can do it.
They just did that you can marry babies now or whatever it is.
Yeah. Missouri is trying to get that passed through that you can marry children. Sarah Huckabee Sanders has new laws for
Child
labor.
I know in the meatpacking plants.
Tennessee wants you to be able to marry and have sex with your first cousin. All the great stuff we need in this world.
Mm-hmm. You mean they're making going to a family reunion a chance for a dating opportunity?
It's never gonna happen. Energy is 5 of swords and 10 of wands.
Mm-hmm.
That's the energy. So Project 25 is never gonna happen. It's been put out there. That's the plan. Somehow it's gonna give them. It's a devil. I got a devil energy around it, and then I have money involved in being in the presidency. So I don't know. Somehow it's gonna make more money if they were in office.
Yeah.
Something like that. Moving forward, I have the King of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Moon. So that feels like greater powers have a plan to stop any of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of like it's nonsense. It's an illusion with the Moon. It's deceptive. In the end, the Star, and it's not going to happen. Four of Swords, democracy is taking this serious. The Hangman, contemplating delays. And the Queen of Cups, no. The USA will not be under Project 2025. That's my sense there. The Star is coming upon us. You know, like people like Mark Elias will take care of things too. Democracy. Yeah. It is a scary proposition, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Will Bannon be in prison on Election Day? Feels like there's an appeal going on, or not on Election Day. It feels like he goes after or something, but he's in deep doo-doo trouble. So he might be in prison for the 4 months for contempt, and then he gets out, has the trial, and there might be a quick appeal, or he's home confined, and then he goes to prison for longer, something like that. But his days are numbered. But it feels like it, or that trial's still going on. I don't know how it would take that long. But it feels like a pause between.
Well, he's got the wall one coming up, so, and we've seen how
Right.
they try to play games, and
He might get convicted, but there could be home confinement until sentencing or something like
right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It feels like there's a delay there. That's what it feels like. But then it feels like just after the election, then he's put away for the wall. That kind of feeling.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Carrie.
We did have flipping cards. I did have the Page of Cups coming in. We read on Bannon. So he did have an energy of trying to save himself a little bit by offering testimony or something.
Yes. They're all brave until the day they really have to face it, except for Gordon Liddy, who was totally nuts. That goes back to Watergate days.
Yep, that's right. They did stop Manafort from the country, so he was. Oh, something just popped in my head. Clarence and Ginny's health.
Okay. One row for Clarence and one row for Jenny.
Sure, why not?
And I'm talking physical health. We already know where their minds are. So.
Clarence Thomas. Clarence. Huh. Wow.
Jenny's worse than he is. And he ain't good.
I got good cards for Ginny.
Did you? I didn't. I got that she thinks she's in good health, but whatever she has, she inherited. Her mother suffered from it too. And she's got a tower moment coming, but it's not immediately on top of her. But Clarence, he's making up his mind about seeking therapy. He's been given the right message, and it's whether Jenny sort of talks him into doing it. Otherwise, he's not going to take any active measures towards dealing with it. He's just going to sit under the tree and wait and suffer from his own consciousness about it. He's one of those people, as they got older, I know more than the doctors know. They've given him some bad news, but she's inherited something from her mother, and they watch it because she got, and it's part of what makes her a little bit batty. I can't believe I said that about her. A whole lot batty. But she's in the boat with the wrong people. So even the people she is advising her on, her medical advice is not good. But her outcome isn't. You know what it feels like? It's they're both sitting there with ticking time bombs of health things that could be easily handled if they dealt with them, and they're putting their nose out of the ground and not paying attention.
It feels like Clarence got a reprieve. So you remember he went to the hospital a couple years back or whatever?
Yeah, they did some work on his heart.
Whatever disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So I got, some quite a bit of help here in the
Mhm.
past and whatnot. And a magician can be a doctor coming in and help things for a while, but then I have the tower on him.
Mhm.
And he's going to have a major failure with his health coming up soon. But with Jenny, I don't have anything about health problems. I see a lot of protection or institution around her.
No, she's been in and out of the home for her addictive patterns of behavior of connecting to the wrong people.
Hmm.
I mean, what was it, Springs something? It was some group. It was around when I used to read at psychic fairs, and they were all over the place. And they hand me their literature, and it's the kind of stuff. If you have any information, if you've ever been in touch with those sorts of mind thought groups, you read the first 3 lines and went, "No, thank you. Please get away from my table." But they were everywhere in the early 80s, and she was part of that.
I seen she was in that cult thing a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I realize 80s seems like my youth and not that long time ago, but for youngins, that probably seems like forever ago. But they were a mind cult. They were just to do what we say and follow our orders. And
Yeah, I had a couple of kings for her in the Knight of Cups, so it feels like she's, like a federal society or some kind of thing like that, helping her out
mm-hmm.
or whatever, or she's still involved, whatever that may be. Maybe getting the word to Clarence how to work the courts or whatever. But
Well,
my 3 cards I pulled, I didn't get severe health issues for Ginny right now.
she's from an old Southern family that will do whatever they can to protect their family, and they'll allow them to have the eccentric cousins or the eccentric siblings or whatever. But I have a question.
Oh, Carrie, thank you.
Who's really behind Eileen Cannon?
Was there?
No.
Oh,
There is someone asking about Eileen Cannon.
Who's really behind her? Carol said, was the Moonies. Could be. They're crazy.
Well, she wasn't a Moonie. She was part of the Spring, whatever they were called. It's exhausting. Are you getting exhausted when you even think about
it? No, I've just...
Are you just not...
I guess some of this energy is kind of off, but I was trying to remember something. But it's so weird. Kind of like Kellyanne Conway. Her family's connected to the mob. Eileen Cannon's husband is connected to the mob.
Yeah, Colombian.
Yeah, Colombian mob. Although she had a decent upbringing in college and tutoring, but then she got married and then there's a mob connection. So it's all strange. And then after she gets married, she gets into the Federal Society and all that. So,
well, she was in the Federalist Society when she was in law school.
Okay. Who's behind?
I guess my question really should be, is someone behind Eileen Cannon, and then ask who? Because someone, I have never felt when I've read or heard anything about her rulings that they were hers. I got the feeling she's just connecting out what someone else is telling her to say. So I'm not sure I can get enough out of 5 cards to do this.
Well, I got a magician, so someone's pulling the strings. worldly influence. A magician with worldly influence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's some kind of organization with worldly influence,
Mm-hmm.
high knowledge of court and law. So it could be a federal society type thing.
Mm-hmm.
The world magician, Ace of Wands. So the energy is behind someone with worldly influence or influence around the USA or whatever. 4 coins on the bottom. That's an institution to me. Some kind of, group. Um, Page of Wands, 6 of Cups, 7 of Wands. That's past influence. So it could be her husband or family ties or something. So someone is
Mm-hmm.
in her influence connected to the past. And it almost feels, with the 7 of Wands, it almost feels like a warning,
Mm-hmm.
that you need to do this way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's to help Republicans or whatever. So yeah, I think it's connected to her husband. So I have the lovers, the moon, lovers, and hermit in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Careful not to get involved, but we have the lovers here, so I think it's her husband. Connections through her husband. In the end, 8 of Swords. She's going to be restricted from the case. 2 of Coins. Moving elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Coins. That could be her. And 9 of Cups. We have a party. We have a celebration. We have a new judge. So eventually, it's going to be figured out here to get it moved.
Mm-hmm.
Because that 8 of Swords says she's going to be off the case. But yeah, with the magician there, I think she's getting, given options of how to delay.
Look what my end card for her, the group behind her, lawyers.
Lawyer.
And it's a secret society. You have to get past the door. It's not well known, but their secrets are getting spilled, which is making them upset. In the middle right now, where is she? How's she functioning right now? She's giving up the delusion that she's going to be able to continue to control this much. And this is the best card for us. She's getting off this case. This is death.
There we go.
And she did it for the money, and she's got her money, and that's all she cares about. And the conclusion is it's been on the wrong path. It hasn't been able to go forward. Someone new's coming in that's going to declare better promises. And the Knight of Wands is someone who is capable of forging new pathways and new ways to getting things done. So that, I think, is going to come relatively quickly. But when I said, this doesn't tell me who's behind it. And it said, this man is behind it. And this is someone who appears to come and I really just want to help and whatever, but he's an absolute liar. And I think that's Leo. I think they've let him run the show. Morning, Lori.
Glenn Kirshner gave a step-by-step on how this could play out with Cannon.
Yeah, I heard a couple, not just his, but I heard another one with a woman lawyer, and she was talking about where she made the missteps.
Oh yeah, it was LifeSpring. You were talking about.
Yes.
Jenny's cult back in the day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. There's so many weirdos out there I didn't know.
Right. Same with ACB. She was in some kind of thing like that.
She was through the Catholic Church, though. It was a woman's group through the Catholic Church. And they didn't wear red habits, but everything but.
So yeah, there was a question if that tax repeal, it ends in 2025, so you got to get a law there. I guess that wouldn't it just revert back to the other because it expires if
Yeah.
nothing is done?
Whatever special things they got, they don't get no more.
So it'll just go back the way it was,
Mm-hmm.
and then Joe can work on a better.
Yeah, because even the way it was, it was a tax rate that Bush had pushed, which really gave corporations let them run wild.
Yeah, that's what's amazing with Republican friends. They just they don't see. They make excuses for the failures and just kind of blow it off. When Democrats have always bailed out the Republicans.
What they've done is they've bailed out the country because we were pushed to a point where we couldn't do. Suppose the Democrats played like the Republicans do after 9/11. What would that have done? I mean, if we hadn't going to war in the Mideast wasn't a great idea, but suppose they should have gone in and really blame Bush. Marco Rubio's from Cuba.
Doesn't Cannon have Cuban background? I can't remember. I don't think she's.
They're both from Florida and they're both corrupt. What do you want? Is that enough of a connection?
I don't sense a big connection. Is there a connection between Rubio?
I'm just going to ask if there's a connection between the two. I don't sense a great big one, except that they're both evil and corrupt. There is. I get yes. And there's some man in their background who is an adult to them who is the connection. And Rubio's wife may know women in her circle. Cannon was born in Cali, Colombia.
Yeah, I thought she was. Yeah, some other country. I think they may have met at some conference. They got the Page of Wands, King of Cups, Five of Swords. So it feels like one of those conferences where they all just puff each other up and lie. So, do you know what Rubio was before? Does he have a lawyer degree or what?
Yeah, he's a lawyer.
Okay. So it feels like they may have met and got connected through some lawyer type conference in the past year. I'm getting there's a lot of money involved here with bribery. The devil card with a tower and struggles with funds or something. So there might be some kind of bribery going on.
We might call it.
It feels like Rubio may have been involved in getting her appointed. There's a connection to 45 and being on the court and strength and some like recommendation to get her on the court.
She was part of the Federalist Society, and the only people he appointed or we even look at, they had to be part of the Federalist Society.
But I mean, it doesn't feel like there's a friendship there or anything like that. But in ways, everything's connected. That group and who gets under these judges.
I can tell you, living with an interconnected, my family wasn't doing that kind of stuff, but if you were part of the major part of a party, you kind of knew all the people. You didn't even have to be really up there to have a real understanding of who they are.
I give up. Okay.
I'm sorry, my allergies are hitting.
Oh no. No,
Oh,
no, no. Okay.
well, there was a big thunder boom boom that went over us, so it's allergies and mold.
Hmm. A couple of her Kirks quit with a talk.
I don't think so. Look at the people she runs with.
It feels like they don't want to ruin their careers.
Mm-hmm.
They, they're law clerks and whatnot, and they don't want to. They left for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of a situation, and
Like all the guys that walked on Paxton and then sued him for $8 million and got that money. But
Carol searched. Cannon has been a member of the Conservative and Libertarian Federal Society since 2005.
yep.
Thank you. Jack Smith has been quiet.
It's called creating Plan B or C.
Yeah, pretty much, because the legal system is shut down by SCOTUS and Cannon, and we're all waiting on the immunity claim.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a here? I got a banner yet. Let's look at Georgia, because what was it? The upper court's going to take up the case,
Mm-hmm.
but the judge there said that won't slow anything down if they want to continue.
The judge that's watching her case is up for re-election.
So is Fanny, isn't she?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the appeals court said take the case with the whole nonsense of her having dating, getting her thrown off. But the case can still go forward.
Mm-hmm.
McAfee, yeah. McAfee's the judge. What's up with the appeal? Is Fanny going to get kicked off, and how's it going to affect the case? The rest of her team would just take it up if some silly reason that they would, but I don't think so. Clean up cups. Moving forward.
Oh God, she's fine.
And the strength card.
I got that. They sort of turned that on her, but she went and fought it ably. She accomplished her goals. She wasn't going to let them push her around. She's moving forward with her case no matter what the hell they're doing. It may seem like it's quiet right now, but when she gets the next ruling, she's going to be able to move. So,
yeah, it's going to be fine. More BS. The suit against her, it's an illusion. It has nothing to do with the case. Ace of Swords, Seven of Cups, Page of Wands. But
I think people who are on the ground in those states, they have a better feeling. What you got?
that I was just showing you. The Queen of Cups, her Six of Swords, and the Strength card endure. The law happening.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fine.
If you listen to what's going on the ground, and of course we can't because we got 50 states, and you hear more about Texas and Wisconsin than you probably care to. But in Florida, in Georgia, that lieutenant governor that just did his piece in the Atlanta Constitution about why they shouldn't support Trump and all that. That you don't make those kind of statements unless you feel like there's a real ground shift going on in the state around you. And I think there's a lot of people who, and it's not just Trump's idiocy, it's the idiocy of the Republican Party's hanging on to whatever they've got doing. No, Ian McGrath, we do not have 81 states. That was a slight misstatement by someone running a major political party in this country.
Paul Ryan did the same thing.
He said we had 81 states? No, he
Good call. No, he's not supporting the mad genius.
That means that they sense that the money people are running away from them. You can feel it in Texas even. And
yeah. In the end of the day, after all that's going on with that madman, common sense people are not going to be voting for him. It's going to be fine. I would worry more they remove him and have Haley. That could shift everything and they have to redirect everything in their messaging.
But then we might find out Haley has a brain worm.
She does. She does have a brain worm.
Did you see the brain worm on Stephen Colbert? The night they announced? They had one of those sort of things you get at the carnival, sort of worms. It was climbing in his ear.
Hilarious. Oh, what's up with election? Inauguration Day 2025, January.
Wheezy, it's Laura Trump that thinks there's 81 states. Laura Bush is actually a very nice lady. I've met her. I went to college with her. She's a very sweet woman. She was a librarian. She knows how to count. It's Laura Trump that thinks we have 81 states.
Inauguration Day. Inauguration Day.
I've seen astrologers do Inauguration Day. Oh, it's good.
Yep. I got Biden winning. Gonna have a good speech. The chaos is over. So page of one, night of ones, and Biden winning. It's gonna be a nice speech. There's gonna be wonderful universal energy coming in. My strength card. Self-love, angelic balance, respect and harmony. 9 of coins is balance. The magician, all good things. The magician is manifesting, and the Akashic records come into play. And then I have the Democrat celebration, and then it feels like we can breathe again. You know, we got 3 of coins can be in all 3 branches. 3. And then I have a tower, but that doesn't feel like a tower to the system. It feels like an ending.
It's a relief. It's like, relief. Oh my God, that's gone.
That's the only card that could look as bad, but it actually feels good. It's a relief that we got 4 more years. We have all 3 branches.
Okay, I don't know about all 3 branches. I'll read on that, but
well, I mean, you know, House, Senate, and President.
I see that it's really a sense of relief. Nothing weird's going on. People aren't climbing up the walls, and they're not in an armed fortress to do it. There's Joe accepting it. It's like a whole new beginning. It's like we feel like, God, it's new. And it's a lot of new enterprise coming in. There's still going to be those who sit around and weep and moan for what went on for the last since 2016. Get over it. It happened. Grow up. and then you got the Wheel of Fortune. Everything's swinging your way. I mean, I can't tell you how aggravating that is, but I do see. I'm going to see if we're going to have the Democratic majorities we need.
I think so.
I think we are. Op yop, we try to give the best answers we can.
The best honest answers.
That's right. And if the card said crap, I'd say it's really crappy. Go out and work harder on the elections. You know? And remember, if you live in a state that's very, very, very blue, remember, everybody thought New York was very, very, very blue, and they snuck in and got seats, which is how. If they hadn't gotten those seats in New York, the Dems would have been in charge this time, too. It's going to be closer in the House and the Senate than we like.
I don't think so.
Okay. I like Scott's thought. Take my thought.
I think it's going to be a blowout in the House.
You mean like the time McGovern won only his home state?
I'm sensing around 230 for the Dems at least. I think it's Roe's going to be a huge one.
What?
Roe?
Oh, Roe. Yeah, this is Roevember. There's no.
It's going to be Roevember.
Trust me, I have someone working in the state of Texas already, and they said that's everything they hear. Every group that shows up shiny and ready to go, it's Roe.
I think the prayers and energy's got to be flipping Texas and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Get Scott and Cruz out. We got our.
Yeah, Scott was that slime ball was up in New York, hanging around the.
I know he missed votes when he should have been in Congress.
And they were talking about how he showed up in the day that they had agreed that Stormy wouldn't discuss Trump's genitalia. They said it's because all they need to do is take a picture of Scott and they could see what it looked like.
He does have the head for it.
He does. It's like when they used to do Carvel on Saturday Night Live, and that one actor would do him, and he'd move like a snake while he was talking as James Carvel. Candidates pay. Yes, candidates pay for recounts, or sometimes their party will pay, depending on how you do it. They have in Dallas, I know, because I had a candidate that could have been subject to a recount. It was $5,000. We had donors show up and say, "We'll help you get the $5,000." She didn't. She only lost by 24 votes. She didn't do it, which was at that point I was just as glad because I was really sick of that woman. I didn't want to deal with her anymore. But yes, the candidates have to pay for their own recounts, and the amount it is a set figure. So, look at Al Franken the first time he got elected. They did that recount 3 times, and he won. And every time they won, they found a few more votes when they went through. But I agree with the person that says Carville's smart, but he's a fearmonger. He's the kind of political operative I don't like. He feeds on fear.
Yeah. I don't really like listening to him myself. Tom Cole. Yep. I see him winning.
I don't know who's running against him.
I just asked.
I know. I just asked
Tom Cole. My ending cards are Ace of Cups, Abundance, Page of Coins. It's a new path. That's 6 of Swords. Better times. So whatever happens, he's in the good. But
I got
good things. I don't know.
He thinks he's in like Flynn. He certainly has all the money. But something's going to happen this fall that's going to upset his apple cart. Something legally that he was involved with. And he's going to have to go back and refigure out how to build his coalition. Doesn't mean he won't win, but it just means it's not a clear path.
75.
What?
He's 75. I'm Googling.
He's my age. I don't want to be in the Senate, guys. And I can totally understand why Trump falls asleep in court. I mean, y'all have no idea. Like, if you're young and I want to hear everything.
Is he a representative or in the Senate?
He's not in the Senate, I don't think.
He says he's in the Oklahoma 4th District.
Then there are not 4 senators.
Race.
U.S. House of Representatives.
I'm trying to see who he's up against.
He's Coleman.
Clicking on Ballotpedia.
Yes.
He's running for re-election in the House. Oklahoma. Okay. He was the whip. June 18th is the primary. There's Mary Brandon and Cody McCauley running against.
Okay.
On the Democratic side. So a lady and a man are in the primary. Looks like a few people.
He lives, I know where they're saying he lives in the area that just got wiped out with tornadoes. And there's a part of Oklahoma, I don't know why they rebuild it. Well, I do, because it's where their family land is. But why would you move back there? You know, it's like the river floods all the time. There's a place in Dallas called Cadillac Heights. And it used to flood every time this Trinity River really flooded. Cadillac Heights got hit. Finally, the city of Dallas bought it. And bought it for a good price and said, y'all have to move out of there because we're spending too much time bailing you out.
That
Okay, somebody wants to know question. What will happen next week? What do the cards say? Steve Myers, and he just posted it. It's in caps.
Good Lord. Why do they vote these people?
Well, they have a speaker for the House from there who monitors his porn and monitors his son's porn, and his son monitors his. And they don't want us to hear about Trump's genitalia. You know?
Cecilia, we looked at Cohen's testimony at the beginning of the show, and we think it'll be fine. It's going to be putting things together for the jury. We already know. He's already told it publicly forever. Oh, let's bring some different cards out.
Okay, I'm going to roll it in the garden because it's a question like that.
Bring out Nancy's garden. Let's do it.
Let's see. It's up from yesterday. I taught a class on the garden yesterday. So,
what will happen next week?
I presume they mean in the USA. So,
what will happen next week? Universe, what will happen in the USA next week?
This stone says, be patient. The transmutation is not completely ready, so information we get this week won't be filled out. It'll carry some weight to get there. And because we're going to hear stuff, and if you're on our side of the aisle, you're going to say, why the hell aren't they marching down and doing something about this? It's what you're going to hear that you think, why haven't they heard this, and why aren't they acting on it? It will happen. It just won't happen as quickly as we would like it to. Yeah, this says more is being brought forward, and things ideas that are popping up this week are going to be what's going to mentally lead us forward. It's because a lot of us are tied to false energy of the past, but we're actually next week some stuff's going to come out that's going to be a breakthrough, because we're going to be letting go of limitations. We're going to quit feeling like we need to be held to a certain place. We're going to have a lot of the things that have kept us too grounded and too held us back. Those anchors are going to be let go. But the clarification, or what clarity we see the world with, is in restate. And when clarity shows up in restate, it means that the dilemmas surrounding us are not all that well defined. And so that kind of leads to a lot of fogginess. But new ideas are going to come out, and there's a real letting go. Especially this stone tells me we're going to be letting go of a lot of limitations that we've seen up until now. So the garden basically is saying next week's it's a transitional point for us, and don't despair. Go.
There's still a lot of healing from the tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of reaching out for assistance, because I got the Tower in the past.
Mm-hmm.
The Knight of Pentacles, or the Page of Wands, sorry, and the Three of Wands. So
Mm-hmm.
that feels like the destruction from the tornadoes and whatnot. Reaching for assistance and needing some money. There's a sense of reaching out for help. Communities coming together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a kind of a struggle with the Seven of Wands. So I got the Three of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, and Empress. So there's a lot of love there. A lot of bringing together. A lot of threes, bringing things together. But Seven of Wands is kind of that struggle. You got your victory there, but you got that one wand you're trying to defend something off.
Mm-hmm.
But there's assistance coming, trying to put people's lives together. So it feels like that focus of that damage that came through with tornadoes this week. Then I have some heartbreak going on. Three of Swords, Eight of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. There's a struggle to move forward in some reason. There's some restrictions. But yeah, there's some kind of loss. Someone's going to hit us to the core with our hearts there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the end, I think we're going to see some good stuff on justice. I think this is referring to Trump's trial or other cases coming in. They have justice. The Page of Wands, testimony, justice happening. Knight of Cups, some revelations, and the Hermit reflecting. So they said, the prosecution said they would rest this week.
Mm-hmm.
Likely, if they get through the two more people. So it feels like there's some clarity in other cases too, because it's a week of justice. Knight of Cups is those proposals and sending out to the universe. So there's going to be, like I said, it feels like there's still struggle from the tornadoes. It doesn't feel like tornadoes or anything like that happening, but just trying to bring things together to get people help and rebuild. Some struggles trying to get the finances there to help recover. But on the justice front, it feels like there's going to be clarity. More struggles for Donnie.
Blessings to you, Carolyn. Yeah. Well, there were not, whatever numbers Trump's campaign puts out are totally false. And there are people who can take a drone snapshot and count the number of people and tell you how many are there. And they're never anywhere close to what he's saying. And I get really tired of the press not pushing him on that.
It was a larger crowd than normal. We're talking about his rally.
Mm-hmm.
We're worried about his rally size. I've seen pictures on Twitter. Someone took a picture from overhead, either a plane or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They were packed in like normal, and there was also there's like a water park or something
Yeah.
behind it, so there's people there too. So they estimated maybe 8 to 10 grand were actually there, though.
Yeah, but Trump put out 80,000. So.
Right, but it was a bigger crowd than it should be.
Maybe it's really boring this weekend in New Jersey.
But anyway, people were filing out. It's unreal that he can mumble and lie about crazy stuff for 90 minutes. You must have been on a good high.
Well, we're at an hour and 26 minutes, Scott. I mean, I don't know how you could say that.
Well, we're looking at different topics.
And we say different things, and I don't think we have worms in our brains or dementia.
We don't ramble like that. and talk about Kofifi and whatever.
Yes, whatever his.
Oh, okay. Let's.
Want to pull some
We kind of already gave some inspiration, but let's bring on inspiration and call her a day.
Okay.
Let the Mother's Day continue.
Everybody have a lovely one.
Okay. Half. Hey. Oh. Like it. A lot of coins and energy. They're working out. We got success and power coming in with the King of Ariel, the King of Coins. 9 of Coins, 9 of Ariel, with the dreams fulfilled and hard work leads to success. And Knight of Raphael. It's the Knight of Wands. It's talking about being heartfelt, feeling better, having things go your way. So it feels like a week of success.
Yes, I'm going to be reading from the Sword of Light Oracle cards, and they're by Radley Valentine, and it's a perfect card for this week. Have no fear. Life can be scary. Sometimes you may fear a situation that is before you because people are often terrified of the unknown. This can create an energetic connection to the very things we're afraid of. That's why my Sword of Light can appear and to you to help if you ask. I can sever those connections with a wave of my sword. And it says that fear is a trap of the ego. So have no fear. The Sword of Light will free you from the disquieting feelings you feel on your back. I think she's a very pretty card.
Pretty.
Just think about her running out ahead of you all week. The traffic jams, Scott.
More traffic jams. Bless you, Julie.
Yes. I like that deck.
Nice. Have no fear. There you go, Laurie. Never have fear. Much love.
Thank you, Julie. And with that, Scott and I will go off and attempt to have Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And he goes,
It's a work kind of day, actually. Get motivated.
yeah, you're going to play with your boat.
Play the ball, play with the house. Yesterday we had a family gathering. My daughter's boyfriend's dad had a lung replacement.
Oh.
3-4 months ago. So there was a party benefit for him.
Oh, okay.
Live auction, dinner,
Mm-hmm.
drinks, proceeds go to help pay the bills.
Yep.
So that was a good day. We've seen a lot of family.
That's nice.
Got to see my kiddos and my grandchild and
your almost kiddos.
And almost kiddos, my baby bellies that my daughters have. So it was a good day.
Good.
Now I try to get some things done.
Yes. Well, I hope weather stays calm near everyone. I think we're supposed to have more thunderstorms today, but that's right. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And it's based on this, or it's face everything and recover, or F everything and run. And I did say F, so take note.
Oh, funny.
Well, you guys have a great day. Good luck with the boat.
Happy Mama's Day.
Bye-bye.